Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. How the devil are we all today? So just before I get going, because we are going to be ranking conspiracy theories today, just for a bit of fun. I was sat on the sofa with Mrs. Blinder earlier on. Put yourself on the screen, Carl. And she was trying to decide what to watch. I don't know why she doesn't watch me while, but there we are. And she was going through the channel she subscribes to. And guess whose channel was missing?
Yours, was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
she wasn't subscribed to me. I've been doing this nearly 7 years and she wasn't even subscribed to me. Anyway, who have we got? Next Pro, how are you, pal? Nice to see you again. How many people watching this now remember the music from that 3-minute, standby screen? How many of you in the side chat now have heard that before and used to watch me live on a Sunday night? Give me a thumbs up in the side chat if that was you. So yeah, like I say, we're gonna be ranking conspiracy theories tonight. I've seen loads of people do this, and it just seemed like something that would be a good laugh to do. Very prepared. I've even got my branded paper with my show notes on it. I'm getting very posh now. So we'll get to that shortly. Dan Palmer remembers it. Of course he does. Dan, you've been around for a very long time, mate, haven't you? I help friends get up to over 1,000 views on Twitch as soon as they started to see they didn't even watch. 1,000 views on Twitch. I don't know if that's good. Twitch is really different from YouTube, isn't it? It's not the metrics that they use to measure it on Twitch, Carl. They're different.
Yeah, I'm not very sure with Twitch, because I know all the way they do their ads, everything's their revenue split is different, and all the metrics are different. And I think it completely depends on like where your audience is. And like age demographic plays a massive role in Twitch as well.
Yeah,
it's way younger audience. I would say anyway. Again, not an expert, but yeah, that's what I've heard anyway.
Yeah, it's weird. It is. So like I say, if you've got 1,000 people watching you live on YouTube, that's it's fairly good, I think.
Yeah, but
well, it would be for my channel anyway. But on Twitch, I think 1,000 means
no. That.
Like, that's an absolutely mind-blowing number, and
right,
1,000 people watching you live.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
Like Kai Cenat, obviously the number one streamer, he has like tens of thousands concurrent viewers, whereas obviously like right now we have 229, which is still a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you can maintain like 150 person audience on Twitch per stream, when you're regularly streaming, I feel like anyone can feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a solid little audience on Twitch.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Chris Mays is saying I'm a technology moron, how do I join your Patreon? If you click on any of the videos on my channel, Chris, there's a link to my Patreon underneath it, and if you do, I would thank you very much. Just a super chat in from Crashes. More evidence for Smurfs and Smurfettes than there is for a flat earth. Just saying, keep up the good work, Creaky. Cheers, dude. I will try my best. I will try my... Yeah, I can unstart it after it's been done. Right, should we show these good people the way we're gonna do this, Carl?
Go for it.
So we've got a pre-made tier list, which I hope is big enough. I can only see it if I make my monitor full screen. So we're going to sort... I just picked 10 conspiracy theories that I've made Well, I haven't made videos on JFK, but all the rest of them I have, and we're going to rate them from being just a full-on grift. That's all they're interested in, is the money they make from flat earthing, for example. Not that I'm giving anything away. Then there's the willfully ignorant. We all know people who are... Well, I don't know if we all know people who are willfully ignorant, but we all know the kind of people I mean. Tinfoil hat wearers, people like Mikey Smith. That's what I'm thinking. They'll just generally the only proof they need that something's real is to see somebody say in a YouTube video that it is real, regardless of how ridiculous it is. Step below them, then you've got your YouTube rabbit hole people. You know, they sit down and they end up watching God knows what about all sorts of crap, and you know, they tend to lean towards buying it, you know, or believe in it, and then plausible then will be the again, I don't want to give anything away, but the one that I don't think there's going to be a lot going on in, but we will see. Another super chat just come in from Andreas Eld. You're here in the year 2025 using your ears to listen. What accent? Yeah, I see. Very clever.
He's trying to do you there.
I see what you did then. Very clever. I love it. Dave IT, well, $10 $10 US if you can work the town. If you can work.
I think.
Do you mean Llanfair Pwll Gwyngellt go Gerich Windrobl Llandasilio go goch? Do you mean that Welsh town? Is that the name of the town, or is it? It's the railway station?
No, it's a railway station, I think.
Yeah, and it means something really bizarre.
I don't know the translation.
Google it, Carl. Google it and see what because I'm sure it's
Yeah, but if you say Google it, I gotta know how to spell it.
Just start typing it.
Oh, okay.
And it'll come up. Yeah. Honestly, it definitely comes up. I don't get it. What don't you get? What I just said. It's Welsh. It's the longest place name in Wales. Dan Palmer says he thinks the sign is 6 meters long. It could well be.
Yeah, that's a possibility. So the translation is, so in Welsh it goes Llanfair Pwll Gwyngellt go Gerich Windrobl Llandasilio go goch, and it translates to St. Mary's Church in the hollow of White Hazel near a rapid whirlpool, and the Church of St. Tasilio? I have no idea what that is. Yeah, but St. Tasilio near the Red Cave. So it's not even one word, but
yeah,
if you translate it,
seems a bit excessive to me. Thank you, Glenn Pearson, for being a man of your word. Yeah, it's and do you know the funny thing is, I learned how to say that by listening to an English Radio 1 DJ saying it on the air, and that's how.
Who?
It was Scott Mills.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's how I learned to say it. Because it's just broken down into smaller parts. That's
that's how everyone learns,
you know, I think you'd have to be a right smart ass to be able to remember the whole thing. Chris Mays has also become a channel member. Thank you, pal. Much appreciated. I just saw something then and now I can't. David Messer, good evening, pal. Hope you're well. Hope you're well. The name is longer than the platform. Is it? Well,
that wouldn't even shock me.
Yeah. Yeah, because when I go like the Cardiff or to London on the train, some of the railway stations, between Cardiff and London, they are really small platforms. You know, there's only certain cars that can be boarded from them.
Yeah, I suppose there's certain ones around here that are very, very small platforms too. Yeah. Could be possible.
Dan Palmer's asking, what tablet have I got there? It's not a tablet, it's a laptop, Dan. A swanky, foldy, over-y one that I just risked everything by touching. Robert X just became a member. Thank you, pal. And so did Richie RN. Finally called a live show. This is only the third one. I only started going live again 3 weeks ago. So you haven't missed too much, I don't think, anyway. Right, I feel like we should start ranking some conspiracy theories.
Let's move on. Do you want to go straight into the first one, or how do you want to start?
Yeah, so what? Right, so they're coming off my sheet of paper in the order that we've got them below the tier list, which you'll see now once we switch over to that screen. So because these videos are being made into shorter clips to go on the second channel to try and cross promote people back to this channel.
Right,
so,
Dave.
you know, that's the idea of the clips channel and Creaky Extra now, as well as it being where I put a edited version. You get where I'm coming from? So with that in mind, I've got a short definition of each of these conspiracy theories, because obviously I shouldn't assume that, you know, everybody watching now knows, but they do. So the first one is going to be the mud flood, right? So the mud flood theory proposes a massive civilization reset in mud flood in the 18th to 19th centuries, supposedly covered up and erased from history. Evidence cited includes old buildings with buried ground floors. Proponents believe an advanced civilization called Tartaria was wiped out and hidden. So my automatic reaction with all of these is gonna be to just say that they're all at the top. But I reckon with the mud flood, I can't really see any harm in it myself.
That's the thing. I think your automatic response is going to be for most things to go higher up the top.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, for me, for anyone watching also, I am no expert by any means. I probably am probably even slightly more susceptible to them than you, for example. Even though I'm not an idiot, you know, I tend to... I like the fantasy sometimes. So whereas you might lean towards a grift, I might feel a little bit different. But feel free to tell me if I'm stupid, if I'm saying anything stupid. Anyone and everyone.
The thing is, if somebody tries talking about or listening to somebody talking about something they know nothing about, then if they don't understand it, it doesn't really make them stupid. It just means they don't know anything about it. But, you know, it's...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, is more the, you know, more from the side of, like, I will probably...
Yeah, oh yeah, I know what you mean.
You scour through this stuff often.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you know a lot of the waffle and why it's waffle.
And why it's waffle,
whereas,
and why
like,
it's wrong,
I might know it's waffle, but it might sound good.
Yeah, but I've said that before about somebody like Nathan Oakley. Even you know Nathan Oakley is.
Yeah,
and
is this...
NASA were developed for the sole purpose of lying to us.
Exactly.
Yeah, that Nathan Oakley. And he's one of those people who, because he's quite well spoken and quite eloquent, he knows a lot of the sort of the big buzzwords, the sciencey sounding words. So it will be very easy for somebody to fall foul of his nonsense. He's definitely a grifter, 100%.
100%. And what you just described also is, like, it's the direction. I mean, you could say turned, or maybe he's always been it, is like Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Russell Brand is another one where he's a grifter. He will just sway left to right, up, down. He does not give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
If it gets him attention or whatever, he will flog it.
Yeah.
He's selling one of those EM...
Yeah, that
magical...
EMF anti Wi-Fi and anti-5, like that Frank Tupanello? I've made a couple of videos about it. Yeah. Well, that's what he does. That's his grift as well. But yeah, Russell Brand is basically doing exactly the same thing now. But the problem is Russell Brand's got a hell of a lot more of a reach than that Frank Tupanello or whatever the bloody hell his name is.
Yeah.
But with the mud flood thing, like the one that springs to mind always with me is Roger Spur, the guy you said looked like Hitler's.
I'm telling you, this guy. I feel like we have to find it now.
Well, you try and find two sides. Well, you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to put it sideways. It's up to you. But somebody like Roger Spur, to me, he's completely harmless. I just think he likes the idea of thinking that he's on to something and that he's so much smarter than everyone You know, it's mainly geologists would be the people that he's sort of saying are wrong, but he doesn't say that they're lying. You know, like Kent Hovind and a lot of these flat earthers say, oh yeah, all the scientists and all the mainstream, that they're all lying to us. But I've never heard anybody from like the mud flood conspiracy ever sort of.
They're not spouting propaganda.
Yeah, they're not trying to push
yeah.
negativity to somebody who does it. They basically go, well, you know, if you don't believe it. It's like Roger's famous rock head goose. It does. It looks like a goose. 100% it does. You haven't got to squint your eyes or look at it, and it looks like a goose. But it's pareidolia. It's nothing more than that. So I reckon, going back to the list, I reckon that should go in YouTube rabbit hole. What do you think in the chat, or what do you think as well, Carl?
On my notes, I did write next to this one, YouTube rabbit hole,
Yeah.
because this kind of feels a little bit kind of like, like Atlantis, like Lost City of Atlantis, even like the pyramids to a certain, I mean, that one gets a bit weird, but
yeah,
even to a certain extent, I think it's more just rabbit hole. I there's not a lot of so much indoctrination going on with mud flooders. And I know barely anything about the mud flood. I had to ask you the other day while we were prepping for this episode. I had to ask, because all I knew about mud floods was that you had made videos about them before.
Yeah. So I reckon we are going to stick mud flood in YouTube rabbit hole for now. And we're going to ask the side chat now, do they agree with where we... Is that where you think it should go?
I think it's where it should go. Yeah.
Well,
what does everyone else think?
What do you reckon, side chat? Is it in the right category? Do you reckon it is just a harmless YouTube rabbit hole?
I'm seeing someone saying tinfoil.
Yeah, Mitch, tinfoil hat, he thinks.
Someone's saying ignorant, but I feel like that's quite harsh for mud flooders.
Yeah.
It depends. Again, it depends how hardcore your belief is, I guess.
Yeah, and so Oliver is saying not that harmless. Can you give me an example, Oliver? How do you think believing that the world was once flooded by mud is causing harm, apart from making people believe really silly things?
I'm not sure.
Otaku Senpai, I'm not sure how rabbit hole is different from tinfoil.
Well, shall I?
Go on.
My way of thinking about this was YouTube rabbit hole is like, sometimes you'll just see compilation videos on YouTube and it's like conspiracy theories to fall asleep to. They're not really taking them that serious. People are just watching them. Believe it or not, some people do just like conspiracies for the entertainment value. Not everyone is sort of listening and lapping it up like an idiot. Like, some people just like it. So I think there's definitely a YouTube rabbit hole which is relatively harmless because you're not pushing it on anyone. We'll see. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where this lives in the list later on, I think.
The rabbit hole would be filled by the mud, would it not?
Yeah.
Probably would. Yeah, but Oliver was saying people financed crap, where did that go now? Oh, there we are. People financed some excavation of a pseudo pyramid that doesn't exist and had students look for nothing real. Well, yeah, that would be an example of it causing harm, I suppose. But I still think it deserves its spot in rabbit hole for now.
Yeah, I think
it could change later.
I think for a minute, yeah. That's something we should probably mention. Did we mention this, that it can move?
Yeah. Like I say, for now, I'm going to leave it in YouTube rabbit hole, and it can move. And what I was going to say as well, off the back of what you just said, that I would say for me, the big difference between a YouTube rabbit hole and tinfoil hat is, let's say this evening you notice, Jesus, I've just spent 4 hours watching conspiracy videos. But then when you get up tomorrow morning and get dressed and brush your teeth and head out the door to work, you've forgotten about them.
Yeah,
But if it's tinfoil hat, then you're like, ooh, now then. So if this was not real, then this over here must not also be real. So
yeah, and I think like YouTube rabbit hole is more. Oh, you might go to someone and say, "Oh, look, I saw this thing, and it turns out these mud floods happened."
yeah,
And then someone can go to you, "That didn't happen because of X, Y, and Z," and then you go, "Ah, that sounded cool," and then that's it. But tinfoil hat is like you feel the need to defend it also, like you believe this stuff.
yeah.
So that's
so it's got a grip with you type of thing.
Yeah.
Rabbit hole is being believed on first sight with little criticism. Tinfoil is the acceptance that the government is involved. Yeah, so that's like another way of saying what me and Callum just said. Then it's that sort of jobby. Right, back to this screen. So the next one is I've forgotten. Moon landing. No, lizard people. Lizard people. So, some of you will have heard this before. Maybe some of you haven't. Lizard people. The lizard people conspiracy theories claim that reptilian aliens control the world, disguised as powerful figures, manipulating society for their own ends.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Exactly. Do you know, I just noticed I got the wrong glasses on.
Oh, yeah.
Not that it matters. Not that it matters. Right, what was I saying?
Lizard
what were we talking
people.
about? Lizard people, yeah. So, I have made videos about this, but it's one of the things I probably know the least about, I reckon. But David Icke thinks that Queen. I know she's gone now. She's dead. I don't know why I needed to clarify what gone meant by adding the word dead. She dead.
She dead.
But he said publicly on multiple TV shows and YouTube podcasts and live streams that he believes that the royal family are all lizard people. Are they strange? Of course they are. They, royalty. They raised different. They're weird, but are they lizards?
I know.
I don't think this one even.
No, this one. I mean, how this has to be at least tinfoil hat.
Yeah, no, that's...
See, I'm lying to myself. I wrote YouTube rabbit hole on my notes.
Yeah, see, I would have said tinfoil hat.
Yeah, I think you might be right, because...
To make it more simple, like tinfoil hat would be you just believe anything anybody says to you.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yeah.
Like, for example, if I said to you tomorrow that you do know the sky is actually burgundy, and you went, "Oh, okay, Dad," and you believed me just because I'm your dad.
Yeah,
that would be tinfoily to me.
Yeah, but that's
if
also
you know what
being
I mean.
8 years old.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
There's some of these conspiracy theorists alike.
But that's what I mean, though. Like, what is there to say about this other than this ridiculous? Because
of course it is. Of course it is.
Saying the royal family is like a thing. Next, you'd be telling me Prince Andrew's a paedophile. I won't have none of it. I won't have none of it.
Brian Pop Robson, evening late to the past. I know, Brian. You're my top guy. Where have you been? Where have you been? So I reckon. Yeah. I reckon that is definitely for now.
I think that's
tinfoil.
Yeah. What does everyone else think? I think that's a solid middle ground tinfoil hat conspiracy theory. I feel like if you take anything David Icke says at face value, you deserve to be in that category regardless.
Just say, I've said this so many times before, but like when people talk about David Icke, so he was on the Terry Wogan show being interviewed, and he said that he was the son of God on one of the biggest TV shows of the 80s. I think it was like the most watched chat show in the 80s.
Yeah. Well,
so why did it? What possible credibility could he have left after saying something really stupid like that? And as Steve Walker said, and he was wearing a pink and turquoise shell suit. Oh, it's absolutely nuts. It's like, yeah, mate, we get it. You used to be a footballer. It's the 80s. No, I can't even cast shade on him for that, because I used to wear shell suits myself.
I was going to say, don't make us dig up old photos. Yeah,
exactly.
Cell shoots.
Shell shoots. 1 minute he was commentating snooker, the next day he said he was. It's like he's like what Kanye West is going to be when he's old.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think Kanye West is long surpassed David Icke for.
So definitely.
Yeah, that one's safely in tinfoil hat.
Yeah. Does anybody in the side chat disagree? It's not a great. Well, I don't know, mine, because David Icke certainly earns a living by talking about it, which
he does, but that's more. You'd have to put David Icke in as the grift, just because he is a grifter.
Yeah, that's true. It doesn't mean that everyone who believes it is.
Yeah.
So
I would say that safely lives in tinfoil hat for now.
Yeah. Good evening, Mr. Andrat. How the devil are you, pal? And my dad actually believes 5 of these theories. It's amazing how many people do. It's a strange one. Right, moving on. The moon landings. Everybody in the world must be aware that there are people who think that the moon landings were fake. But just in case I'm wrong, the moon landing conspiracy. The moon
itself is a hoax.
Yeah, exactly, Mark Sargent. The moon landing conspiracy claims that NASA's Apollo missions, those giant leaps for mankind, were actually giant fakes. Filmed in Hollywood by Stanley Kubrick, obviously. Proponents point to alleged photographic anomalies. Good evening, expat Taffy. If you happen to stumble across this live stream, I miss you, pal. There's a lack of Welshness on YouTube these days. Like waving flags in a vacuum and missing stars and evidence is a hoax. We've all heard it. So straight away, without hesitation, that is going in. I want that to go in willfully ignorant.
Yeah.
Because there is so much information available online and everybody's got the same access to the same online. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has an excuse to believe in any conspiracy theory, in my opinion. Certainly the ones that are based in science, like flat Earth and creationism. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think the moon landing, like I was saying earlier, like I enjoy a little bit of a conspiracy theory. So like the moon landing, not that I ever believed that was faked, because I've got brain cells in my head, but when you put it to me as if they faked it, the conspiracy is a secret that's kept by. Did you say millions?
Yeah, I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but it's nuts. It is, and it's like once there's more than 2 people involved, to keep a secret is very difficult.
Yeah, there's no
very
way.
Difficult.
There's no way they're keeping it a secret for. How many years has it been now?
Since 1969.
50 odd years.
Yeah, it's been 50 years.
Yeah, 50 odd years since, Apollo 11. They went how many times after that? 6 or 7 times after that?
No, it's Apollo 7. Is it Apollo 17? I'm not 100% sure. Oh, there we are. Brian Pop Robson. I think he's actually from the moon. That's the only explanation I can give as to why he knows so much about the Apollo missions.
Yeah, okay.
I think he was hitchhiking back and forth. And he's waiting for them to go back again so that he can get a lift home. 55. Now, I know that's not your age.
55 years since we went to the moon.
Oh, 55 years.
Yeah,
Right.
since Apollo 11.
I stand corrected. But yeah, the moon landing denial is 100%, in my opinion, it's in the right place.
It has to stay there. And at a certain point, I would, you know, it could go between...
Yeah, Apollo 17 was the last.
It was
cab.
17,
yeah,
was
sorry, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think that one's comfy in there.
Yeah. I don't know if anybody agrees or disagrees in the side chat, but let us know. That was the remix then. I don't know what happened.
Apollo 13 was a successful failure. Was that the one that they had to... was it the panel? Like something blew off the side and they had to do... Because it's the furthest any human being has ever been from Earth. Because I think they had to... someone tell me if I'm right or wrong, but 13 was the one with the panel blowing off the side, and which is bonkers. There's a film about it, and it's really, really good. Do you know about that? Did you?
What's the film called?
Apollo 13.
I wasn't paying attention. I saw the butterfly.
God damn it! Are you fucking with me?
All right, moving on.
Where did we put it?
We put
in tinfoil hat, wasn't it?
No, we put moon landing deniers in willfully
ignorant. Yeah, because I think I started off by saying there's so much evidence for it. Then you've got to be a special kind of idiot to not just be able to accept that we did in fact land on the moon multiple times, as you know, has been said. Right, the next one always divides the teams. I pressed that by accident, so hello.
Yeah,
sorry. I gotta keep my hands away from the screen. Young Earth creationism. Now then, young Earth creationism claims the Earth is only 6,000 to 10,000 years old, contradicting mainstream science's 4.5 billion year estimate. It interprets the Bible's Genesis literally, implying dinosaurs and humans coexisted and geological formations were rapidly created by Noah's flood. So,
true.
I took a break from making creationist content for I think about 3 months. Because I just felt it was getting a bit samey, because they're to me they're exactly like flat earthers. They just parrot what they've heard other people saying. Kent Hovind, a lot of his arguments, the ones he still uses today, came directly from his mentor, whose name I can no longer remember, but
speak to Dan because Space ain't listening, y'all.
Is there an idiot to you? Why have I said something wrong, Emma? Is it just going to be me in there?
No, I think young Earth creationism is it's not tinfoil because it's not that same realm, is it? So I feel like if you're gonna, but then it's got to be willfully ignorant. Because how can where else could you put it?
The thing is, see, and this can apply to anything. It's hard to know what people's motives are.
Yeah, but I think
to believe in something.
I think we said this earlier. You could kind of make that argument for any of these that they could go in grift because it depends who's saying it.
Yeah. So for example, Kent Hovind is a young Earth creationist. 100%. If it was specific to him, he would be going straight into grift. I would have probably added super grift.
Yeah, because
but does that mean then that everybody who thinks the Earth is 6,000
No.
to 10,000 years old deserves to be labelled as a grifter? No.
No.
But again, that can be applied to any of these.
Yeah, it can, and I think you're going to be really careful with the young Earth creationist thing to put, like, you know, because it comes under religion also, and it's kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
It's tricky to put it anywhere other than willfully ignorant, because I feel like you just want it to be true more than anything because the Bible says so. So I feel for the most part,
Yeah.
the people believe in it are harmless, but the people then grift in it, like Kent Hovind.
Yeah.
What's that devil-eyed guy's name?
Kenneth Copeland.
This, yeah.
Well,
Like,
Yeah.
they put it in grift category because
Yeah.
they're spouting it.
If the devil was real,
Oh my,
that's what the devil would look like if he was dressed up in a suit to go to a wedding.
100%.
He just looks evil.
I will say this, that if anyone watches this believes in God, and you do not look at Kent Hovind and think that is the devil in a bodysuit.
Yeah, no, Kenneth Copeland. Not Kent Hovind.
Yeah, sorry,
The
my
other-
bad,
the other
my
guy.
bad.
But
Kent
he,
Copeland, yeah.
But he's, you know, what was those films? If you watched them, you would die. You know what I mean? There was this TV show. If you help me outside, chat, because I can't remember what it is. What was that?
It's like The Ring or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. Yeah, and I imagine like people have that sort of opinion of Kenneth Copeland. They're afraid to look The Ring. Yeah, they're afraid to look him in the eye. And they get turned to stone or turned into a pile of gold coins, knowing that grifting turd. $2 super chat from It's Rubik's. You believe in the moon. We all know it's fake.
Technically, the moon itself is a hoax.
Exactly. So let's go back to that screen now. So
yeah, where are we putting? We never really landed. Are we putting that in willfully? Oh, but then how do you put? Is that in the same realm as willfully ignorant? I'm sorry, as moon landings?
I think it is, yeah, because like you quite rightly said, to believe that the Earth is 6,000 years old, you have to want to believe it, and you have to convince yourself that all the scientific data and all the studies and geological tests and biological and every test that's ever been done is wrong, and that everybody that has dedicated their entire career to, we'll say, I don't know, physics, that they're wrong or that they're a liar. So
that's true,
it's definitely willful ignorance.
Yeah, 100%. But I think that one might teeter on grift, depending on...
depending on who it is.
That's going to be the same for all the willful ignorance, I think.
Though. Yeah, exactly. See, me is saying that...
grift. But again, I think it's just
it's a grift. Yeah, but like you say, they could probably all be chucked into grift, couldn't they, realistically speaking?
Yeah, because whoever is spouting it from the top and telling people
it's a grift
these
for
are the
them.
Facts, then it's the people spreading the
misinformation.
misinformation.
I'm happy with that. I want that to stay in.
Yeah.
Staying willfully ignorant. Right, next on the list is chemtrails. Chemtrail conspiracy theory says that those white lines trailing behind aeroplanes aren't just harmless contrails, water vapor, but are actually chemtrails, chemicals deliberately sprayed by the government for sinister purposes. Oh. These purposes range from weather control and population reduction to mind control and spreading mysterious illnesses. So, I know exactly where I want that to go. I'm going to go there now, and I'm going to say that definitely would go in tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's got to go there now, or you can put it there now.
Yeah.
But I 100%.
Let's put it there for a minute.
Yeah, put it there for a minute, because it's one. But now I'm looking at it and thinking about it again.
This is
this is the conundrum, because you can apply that same logic to this one as well, because
you can, but like this comment here says, grift related to health, so grift selling purifiers and toxin removal soups and crap like that. So like, did it start as a grift and work down, or did people start believing it and people start capitalizing on that?
yeah, I don't know.
So, but this is, I think, is an unusual one in that it's either tinfoil hat or grift. It skips willfully ignorant.
This is why, you know, when we were doing this layout, we've done the tier list earlier on.
Yeah.
Why I was asking, can you have
Can you have
for example, you know, we've got what have we got? Let me make it bigger again. So we've got Young Earth Creationism. Chemtrails. Now, to me, I would put that tinfoil hat, but also willfully ignorant.
What, chemtrails?
Yeah, because there's so much information out there explaining why it would, just logistically.
Yeah,
So the majority of the fuel on an aeroplane is stored in the wings on certain aircraft anyway. I know it's not that for all of them, but I'm no expert. And the inside of these planes are filled with passengers, and then the little bit underneath is filled with those passengers' luggage. So where are they keeping these is that what, are the Ghostbusters standing by the back door and spraying it out? Do you know what?
Yeah, that's
How
true.
is it even achievable? Okay, they'll say, oh no, they're not passengers, they're disguised as passenger jets. Yeah, of course they are. Of course they're disguised as passenger jets. But it's another one of those ones that if you try to look this information up, it's there for you to read. You haven't even got to guess or make assumptions.
I think that is probably a good example then, because I just said it could be tinfoil hat or grift, but not willful ignorance. That's just because I didn't know anything about it. You've literally, I've never Googled chemtrails.
Yeah.
Everything I know from chemtrails comes from you, which is like, you know, I barely know anything. And so you could, I guess you could, if there is just piles and piles of evidence to disprove it, then
that's the thing. So see, again, doing this tier list is very interesting for me, because it's highlighting to me just how much all these conspiracy theories cross over each other.
yeah, I think it's ended up being a little bit more,
Yeah, not
as
not like
straightforward.
not like I thought it was going to be. Right then, let me just quickly, Matt Kingland, £2 super chat, both of you on the main camera in future streams. Callum said the next one, yeah, but there's nobody over there and to push the button.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
I
Maybe
gotta
one
be over
day.
here to do all the hard
Yeah.
work.
Also, NASA hush money from me, an actual NASA shell. Oh, that's right. I forgot. It's Rubik's actually
NASA were
works.
developed for the sole purpose of lying to us.
Of course they were. She works for NASA. I don't know why that was so difficult to get out of my mouth. Not as bad as the jet fuel hoax. You just reminded me of a TikTok video I saw earlier on.
Okay.
About magnets lifting airplanes, but we may talk about it in a little while. But I'm mindful of the time, so let's move on to the to the next one. So we're on 5G. Conspiracy theories falsely claim that 5G tech is harmful, causing cancer. The Lagerlurgy. Some of you will know what I mean when I say that. Some of you won't, but I can't explain what it is because then we'll get demonetized. Mind control and mass surveillance, despite scientific evidence proving its safety. And also, and a question I would like any 5G conspiracy theorists to answer is, why wasn't 4G harmful? Why wasn't 3G harmful? And as far as I can remember, 2G was the kicking off point, and that wasn't harmful either. So
was there a 2G?
I think so.
don't remember
I think
that.
so. I might be wrong though.
But yeah, it's 3 and 4 fine. 5, calm down. Too much.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote a note for this one, right? Because in the mass surveillance part, right?
Yeah.
What is the obsession with that? Because everyone is traceable.
Yeah,
all the
that's
time.
a really weird one, that is, right?
I understand
because,
the principle of not
Yeah.
wanting to be under surveillance constantly, invasion of privacy and whatnot. But like, if you own a smartphone, if you're watching this on any device, you're traceable. So what's the obsession with the conspiracies and mass surveillance?
Yeah, because it always like CCTV doesn't bother me in the slightest, and I know some people feel differently about me, on this topic, but in my mind, if you're not doing anything wrong or anything you shouldn't be doing, then why do you care if there's cameras there? And would you still mind if you were in that exact same spot and you got mugged and had all your possession, your wallet or your purse, or you had all that stolen from you? Would you mind the CCTV if it led to the recovery of those items and the apprehending of the people who did it? Do you know what I mean?
I do, but I don't think it's necessarily CCTV for most people. I think if you're really deep into the surveillance conspiracy theory stuff, then yeah, maybe you are a bit skeptical of CCTV cameras. For your average normal person, that's not a problem.
Yeah.
I think for most people, it's kind of the conspiracy comes more in like the Zuckerberg, who is a lizard, funny enough.
Yeah.
Like him covering up his webcam lens and all these big tech billionaires saying that you should do it too. Or I think it's more invasion of privacy more than public surveillance, because I think for the most part, CCTV, apart from when I'm driving and want to have some fun, is a good thing.
Yeah, but in my mind, it's like, if you're not doing anything wrong, like Padge just said, I did display it on the screen while you were talking then. It's the same as speed cameras. I know everybody hates speed cameras by default, but if you're not speeding, you haven't got anything to worry about.
I agree with you there, but I will never defend speed cameras.
Oh no, I'm definitely not defending them.
Yeah.
Definitely
I
not
do not want to align with any of Cycling Mikey's values in any capacity.
So I reckon 5G. Again, I would put this one on the line in between tinfoil and, because I think that's where it actually belongs.
But then,
what does the chat think? I feel like we need some input on this one.
Yeah, this is a trickier one, I think.
What do tinfoil hat Glenn Pearson is saying? Yeah, that was my initial thought. Carl Halt says tinfoil hat as well.
Yeah, I wrote tinfoil hat as my note on
For
this
me,
one.
it would be on the line in between.
It's definitely teetering.
That's what
on the border. If that was a category, then we would put it in the middle.
Yeah, 100%.
But I do think putting 5G next to like moon landing and young earthers is maybe. I feel like that 5G is you spend too much time on Facebook. You know what I mean? It's that kind of conspiracy.
£5 super chat from X Penguin 95. 1G analog signal 1980s. 2G digital signal 1990s. 3 to 5G internet access getting faster.
Wow.
So that's the breakdown. I had never even bothered to look that up, to be honest, but that is very interesting. Right, what do we got left here? Space is fake.
Okay.
The space is fake theory takes seeing is believing and throws it out the window. It posits that everything beyond Earth's atmosphere, so the stars, planets, galaxies, and they include the moon landing, for obvious reasons, because if space is fake, where's the moon? But that's basically the space is fake conspiracy. But You know, I was saying to you earlier on when we were talking about this. So think about it. Let's pretend you're a space is fake guy.
Mm-hmm.
So by default, you are now required to believe that the moon landings were fake because the moon doesn't exist, because if there's no space, there can't. And the bigger question is, if space doesn't exist, where are we?
Yeah, no, the space is fake. There isn't that the amount of things you have to bypass logically, rationally, just in everyday life to believe space is fake.
Yeah.
You won't convince me there's anyone who legitimately believes that who isn't on Class A substances. You know what I mean?
You'd be surprised how many flat earthers think space is fake. But again, it's because they have to, because if they say space is fake, then they've removed that thing where we could say, well, you know,
Yeah.
if
They're
there's
moving the
if there's so
goalposts.
many million flat earthers in the world, have a whip around and launch a rocket and show us your flat earth. But of course,
Can't do that. Space is fake.
they will not creaky stick a hat on you blending into the background. You cheeky get. I shaved my head and everything. I even sprayed my armpits tonight and put talcum powder on my nads. I don't know. There's no pleasing some people, is there?
Yeah. But this one.
5G is harmful because those who believe it can't count to six.
Yeah, I think this one. It's got. This is. We've put nothing in grift yet. This is arguably. It's around there. You know what I mean? It's in between willfully ignorant and grift. What are we saying?
Sticking in willfully ignorant for a minute, right?
Okay.
Only because I'm not convinced myself that it is a grift, because I can't think of anyone I would consider to be grifting that. Sorry, Carl, just quickly. Brian Pop Robson, 499. Super chat. Space exists, as can be proved by the space in people like Expat Taffy's brain. Yeah, exactly. I wonder, do you reckon he's still alive, Brian? I did have a look at his channel a couple of weeks ago, but no sign of him. But thank you, Brian. Much appreciated. Yeah, so I reckon that one should stay in willfully ignorant for a minute.
Yeah. I think can I make my argument for grift?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just quickly, because I feel like the space is fake one has to be a grift to explain other grifts, not necessarily other grifts, other conspiracies. So in order to be a space is fake person, like if you're a flat earther, sorry, and then you use space is fake as your argument against any logic, then you've got that safety net. Well, that can't be true because the moon isn't real, the sun isn't real, the space is fake. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but with arguments like that, though, they always remind me, I said it last week, like childish schoolyard arguments where if you're losing, you just scream, oh, your dad smells, you know, that sort of thing. But then I've just been distracted, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, how you doing, pal? Just checking in.
Right, Dave.
Am I still a grifter? I've refrained from using anyone's names in this one. So yeah. Oopsie. What was I saying?
I think you don't think it's a grift so much. Space is fake. It's more childish.
Yeah, and the way they try to explain these things away, it always reminds me, and we've used it in a couple of videos. You know, the Johnny English, where he's talking to a sketch artist.
Yeah.
Eyes, you know, scar on both cheeks, orange hair. Orange? What's a orange? Is it an orange you had to lend off one of your friends? Yeah, so that one's definitely in the right place. Right, we've got 3 left, so we need to start pulling our finger out because it's nearly 5-2.
Oh, turbo round.
The JFK assassination, I don't think I need to explain this one. We all know what it was. Now, for me, this is a conspiracy, not a conspiracy theory. It's become a conspiracy theory now, I know, but I blame conspiracy theorists for that.
Yeah.
Because,
JFK
you know,
is...
if the conspiracy was, it wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald, it was three aliens came down, quickly shot him and then flew away. That would make it a conspiracy theory. But as it is now, I think it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, and well, but I think with JFK, it depends which section of it you believe as the conspiracy.
Yeah.
Because, like, on the sheet, which you chose to skip, magic bullets. Like, I'm not sure what that is about, but if you're thinking that...
Yeah, there's some videos out, and it sort of shows the trajectory of the bullet, and it, you know, for it to have happened the way conspiracy theorists say it happened, the bullet would have been, you know, kind of had to turn a corner almost.
Yeah. Obviously, that is always the thing, is that Lee Harvey Oswald must have been an incredibly good shot, because it's one of the things everyone says is if you go to, you know, where it happened and you stand in the window and you look where that X is on the ground, everyone says it's an insane shot.
Yeah, exactly.
10 points to Griffin.
I just saw somebody in the side chat saying plausible.
I've seen a few people. No one has said above YouTube rabbit hole for this one. I think this is potentially the only one that can... Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, see... So because this one is a conspiracy or a conspiracy theory, however you want to refer to it, based around a real verifiable event, then it makes, you know, maybe there is some plausibility to it, you know, because, you know, don't misunderstand me. Even with what I do, I'm not saying that governments don't do shady shit. Of course they do. I'm not an idiot. I just act like an idiot on the internet. But they that's
what I'm saying.
You know,
it's not, you know, I wouldn't say that the CIA or even the mafia are morally above assassinating someone.
But you know,
call me controversial.
You know, when people say things like we were saying about chemtrails, and one of the things is always population control. What possible advantage would there be to any of the world's governments in killing off taxpayers?
Yeah, that's true.
The people who earn money and then give some of it to their respective governments.
But
so what's the upside?
I think there's probably a lot more to that conversation, because if you want to argue population control is probably going to affect like the most disenfranchised people.
Yeah.
Like a wildly disproportionate rate. So, you know, you could argue class wars, you could argue, you know, survival of the fittest, as horrific as that would be, if it was to be a reality. I don't believe in population control. And I think in a weird way, the pandemic was like, if they were going to do population control, they would have bumped a lot of people off. They kept everyone inside. They didn't want people... Well, I don't know. I don't know. We won't get into that.
I reckon we should leave that one.
Yeah, that one. JFK.
I'd stick it in plausible for now.
Yeah, I'm going to say plausible.
And a super chat has just come in from Valentin Demanyov. Everyone in the chat wants creationism to be a grift.
Oh, what are we thinking?
I don't know. I can see why. Go back to the tier list view, Carl.
I think. What's next to it?
I think I agree with him, right? And I'll tell you for why. Kent Hovind, Ken Ham. They're the only two big creationists that come to mind, but they're both very wealthy men. I know Kent Hovind is wealthy for different reasons. Is he wealthy? I don't know. He lives in a swamp, I think. But
if you want to talk about creationism and ridiculous wealth, Kenneth Copeland is number one. He is flying around on private jets. You know,
He's nuts rich.
Are we putting it up there?
Yeah, chuck it in. Chuck it in grift. It is a grift.
Okay.
Right, we're going to have to do this one quickly. The Illuminati and the New World Order. Secret society of powerful elites is pulling the strings on global events, aiming to establish a totalitarian one world government, the NWO. Just sounds a bit like America to me at the minute. I don't know.
That's a controversial one.
The Illuminati, did it exist? Yeah, I think based on the things I read, yeah, it did. But it was like hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and you know, it's gone.
I think Illuminati is one of those words that has become so overused.
Yeah.
And so Illuminati is just as much of a nothing word as woke these days. People just throw it around.
Yeah.
It's just lost all meaning.
Yeah.
And like you say, yeah, it probably was.
Yeah, that's what I mean about conspiracy theories as well. They've been spoiled.
Yeah, they're damaged by their own believers.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
As soon as you add the word theory to the, to follow the word conspiracy, to me straight away it's like, yeah, that's definitely not real then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the claim itself wasn't ridiculous enough.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I don't know, do people make...
But okay, but where would this...
See, the thing is...
I can't see this one being so much like a up...
See, no, I disagree. I would say the Illuminati...
grift.
Is a grift, because there's so many websites that claim to be, technically speaking, I joined the Illuminati. I made a video about it.
Oh, yeah, that's... But...
Or is it more tinfoil hatty?
What have I got it in beer? On my list, I got it in tinfoil hat. So sort of smack bang in the middle. I think... And it does... Is it just me that thinks it feels appropriate next to like lizard people, 5G?
Yeah.
It feels very control. Oh, they're controlling us. They're watching us.
Yeah,
it's very
right,
they.
They and them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely stick it in tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
Does the side chat agree? Because I'm pretty happy with sticking it in there. Sticking it in there. Thank you, Mark Kohler, I think that's pronounced, if I remember correctly. Weather Balloon fan. Thank you, pal. £3 from Ex-Penguin. Will Duffy from TFE is a young Earth creationist. I know. Right then, we've saved the best till last, and we're already running 5 minutes over. Flat Earth, stick it straight in grift.
Are we going straight in,
everybody? Yeah, 100%.
Are we going straight in?
100%, because there are so many people. Mark Sargent, Dave McKee. Oh no, it's not Dave McKeegan, is it? It's Dave Weiss.
Right, Dave.
Nathan Oakley. There's loads of them, and this is how they make their living. By lying to people about what established science has confirmed in 1,000, 20,000, maybe even in 1 million different ways as being 100% a fact. The Earth is a globe. It's not even a debate. This is another one of those things, right, that I cannot believe that it's 2025 and I'm still having to explain to people why the Earth can't be flat. It's like, are you 4? Did you never learn to read or write? But even people who never were fortunate enough to be able to learn to read and write, would they think the Earth is flat if somebody told them?
Yeah, I can't think of anywhere else to put that one either. The only thing I had written down for this one, the last sentence was, "You'll never convince me any rational human being could believe this if they used even an ounce of critical critical thinking skills. I think if you put any thought into it,
Yeah.
after recent events in Antarctica, the flat Earth, the behind the curve
Interesting.
documentary back in 2017 or wherever it was, it's not that it needs to be demonstrated over and over, but it has been repeatedly.
Exactly.
Get a hobby or a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something. Do something with your life if you believe in flat Earth, because there is nothing that is going to come of it.
Somebody's asking, is the stream ending? Relatively soon, yes. Relatively soon. But don't leave yet. No. Gandhi Warhol, whose name has been amusing me this week because he's sent me a few fake space related to flat Earth, makes both a grift. I can follow your logic, but I'm going to respectfully disagree because just because one is, I think space, I don't think space is fake is its own conspiracy theory. I think it's an offshoot. It's a branch of flat earthing, in my humble opinion.
I agree. So should we check the list?
Yeah, go back to the list.
Happy?
So let me put on full screen so I can see. Young Earth creationism and flat Earth are in the grift column.
Oh, that one feels controversial.
Moon landing and space is fake. Willfully ignorant. Tinfoil hat. Lizard people. Chemtrails. 5G Illuminati. YouTube rabbit hole is mud flood. And plausible is JFK. I'm not 100% happy with young Earth creationism being there, see?
Nor me either. I think
it should be in
willfully ignorant.
Willfully ignorant.
I think so too. I think calling it a grift, I think there's few people grifting it.
Yeah.
But I think the vast majority of young Earth creationists are just people.
Yeah. But then again, the same could be said for flat Earth. Just because a lot of the bigger flat Earthers are grifting it doesn't mean all flat Earthers are grifters.
Yeah,
but again, you can apply that to any of these theories.
I think that's something we've stumbled up across a lot, is a lot of these sort of cross-pollinate.
Yeah, I'm going to make an executive decision and I'm going to put young Earth creationism, I'm going to downgrade it to willfully ignorant because for the same reasons as the other ones that are willfully ignorant in their classification. It's because all the information is out there. You just have to choose to accept it. It really is that simple. Right then, I'm going to very quickly check that I haven't missed any super chats. I don't think I have. Thank you to Callum for his assistance again. Maybe we will do a sort of side by side, or maybe I'll have to bounce him on my knee like I used to when he was a baby or something, because this isn't a very big desk. But thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget, this will all be clipped up and put onto the Creaky Extra channel, and I will see you I'll see you again tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. UK time. Love you. Bye.
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never, ever, 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 ever gonna happen. I don't think so. No, 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 no. Maybe someday you'll have it your way. Maybe someday it'll all work out. Until then, nope, a nope, a nope, a nope, definitely nope, a nope, nope, a nope. Probably never, ever, 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 ever,